Welcome back to Askewed Reviews. And as I'm doing so throughout the year, I'm going through the entire Disney animated collection. And today I'm doing the 1943 film, Victory Through Air Power. Here is your trivia question for today. There's a fight between two animals at the end of the film. What represents America and what represents the Axis powers? The answers will be at the end of this episode. So, this film is a representation of past, present, and future. We start with the past and learn about the history of aviation. We, of course, hear about the Wright brothers and their hand in creating the first aircraft. We then learn about multiple different and interesting designs of multiple different aircrafts that were created. We learn about the first trip from the United States to Europe, and even how, for a period of time, flying in an airplane changed from advancements in aviation to just a luxury. We also learn about the use of aircrafts during World War I, where initially it was just used for a better vantage point, and how combat evolved from thrown items into actual artillery. We then move to the present time, where Major Alexander de Seversky tells us about what's actually occurring and the different tactics and different things that have been tried. The conversation then moves on to how we plan on trying to succeed and win at World War II. And as we near the end of the film, we discover that this is now changed from a documentary into propaganda, notifying us that the way that we're going to win is victory through air power. The film is based off of the book that was also written by Major Alexander de Seversky. Walt Disney was already working on a movie about the history of aviation when production began on this film. The material was then used as a prologue to the movie. RKO Radio Pictures saw no profit in this film and refused to release it, so Walt Disney reached out to United Artists and they actually put it out for theatrical distribution. Winston Churchill saw this film and after doing so urged Franklin D. Roosevelt to watch it as well. After seeing the film, Roosevelt finally committed to a full strategic air campaign against Germany. The narrator for this film was Art Baker. All of Alexander de Seversky's live-action monologue sequences were filmed on the Disney backlot at night. This was so they could avoid noise pollution from the Lockheed Aircraft Factory, which I find very ironic. The heavy rocket-powered bomb that is only mentioned as an idea in this film inspired the British to develop such a weapon, which they then called the Disney bomb. It saw limited use during the final phase of World War II and is probably more well known nowadays as a bunker buster. Walt Disney originally wanted an animated scene near the end of the film where a hypothetical enemy air raid occurs on New York City. The last visual would show the Statue of Liberty sinking into New York Harbor. Obviously, that sequence never made it into the film. So when it comes to the film Victory Through Air Power, this definitely does have a lot of interesting information, but it also really does drag on. And let's be honest, this is definitely a propaganda film, so it doesn't exactly stand the test of time. So I'm going to give this one a 1 out of 5. Now for the trivia question from the beginning of this episode. There is a fight between two animals at the end of the film. What represents America and what represents the Axis powers? So as per usual, the animal symbol that is representing America is of course the eagle, and then representing the Axis powers is an octopus as it's trying to reach out in all directions to take everything over. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Askewed Reviews, and if there's a movie you'd like to see get a review, just mention it in the comments.